Good morning, children. Welcome back to the biology class. Chapter 9 Strategies for Enhancement in Food Production, Part 4. India is mainly an agricultural country. Agriculture accounts for approximately 33% of India's gross domestic product (GDP) and employs nearly 62% of the population. After India's independence, one of the main challenges facing the country was that of the producing enough food for the increasing population, as only limited land is fit for cultivation. India has to strive to increase yield per unit area from existing farmland. The development of several high yielding varieties of wheat and rice in the mid 1960s as a result of various plant breeding techniques lead to dramatic increase in food production in our country. This phase is often referred to as the Green Revolution. Okay, now we'll discuss about some of the Indian hybrid crops of high yielding varieties. First, we'll discuss the wheat and rice. During the period 1960 to 2000, when wheat production increased from 11 million tons to 75 million tons, while rice production went up from 35 million tons to 89.5 million tons. This was due to the development of semi-dark varieties of wheat and rice. Nobel laureate Norman E. Borlaug is known as the father of Green Revolution of the world, and at International Center for Wheat and Maize Improvement in Mexico developed semi-dark wheat. In 1963, several varieties such as Sonalika and Kalyan Sona, which were high yielding and disease resistant, were introduced all over the wheat growing belt of India. Semi-dark rice varieties were derived from IR8, developed at International Rice Research Institute IRRI in Philippines, and Taichung Native 1 from Taiwan. The derivatives were introduced in 1966. Later, better yielding semi-dark varieties Jaya and Ratna were developed in India. Next, we'll discuss about the sugar cane. Saccharum barberi was originally grown in North India, that is the biological name of sugarcane, but had poor sugar content and yield. Tropical sugar canes grown in South India, Saccharum officinarum, had thicker stems and higher sugar content, but did not grow well in North India. These two species were successfully crossed to get sugarcane varieties combining the desirable qualities of high yield, thick stems, high sugar, and ability to grow in the sugarcane areas of North India. Next, we'll discuss about the millet. Hybrid maize, Java, and Bajra have been successfully developed in India. Hybrid breeding have led to the development of several high-yielding varieties resistant to water stress. Next, we will discuss about the plant breeding for disease resistant. A wide range of fungal, bacterial, and viral pathogens affect the yield of cultivated crop species, especially in tropical climates. Crop losses can often be significant, up to 20 to 30%, or sometimes even total. In this situation, breeding and development of cultivars resistant to disease enhance food production. This also helps to reduce the dependence on use of fungicides and bactericides. Resistance of the host plant is the ability to prevent the pathogen from causing disease and is determined by the genetic constitution of the host plant. Before breeding is undertaken, it is important to know about the causative organism and the mode of transmission. Some of the diseases caused by fungi are rust. Example, brown rust of wheat, red rot of sugarcane, and late blight of potato by bacteria, black rot of crucifers by viruses, tobacco mosaic and the turnip mosaic, etc. Next, we will discuss about the methods of breeding for disease resistance. Breeding is carried out by the conventional breeding techniques by mutation breeding. The conventional method of breeding for disease resistance is that of hybridization and selection. Already we discussed the hybridization and selection. Its steps are essentially identical to those for breeding for any other agronomic characters such as high yield. The various sequential steps are screening germplasm. The first point it is the germplasm collection to the resistance sources. Then the second point, hybridization of selected parents, then the selection and evaluation of the hybrids, and testing and release of new varieties. Some crop varieties breed by hybridization and selection for disease resistance to fungi, bacteria, and viral diseases are released. That the table you can watch that one. Okay, conventional breeding is often constrained by the availability of limited number of disease resistance genes that are present and identified in various crop varieties or the wild relatives. Inducing mutations in plants through diverse means and then screening the plant materials for resistance sometimes leads to desirable genes being identified. Plants having these desirable characters can then be either multiplied directly or can be used in breeding. Other breeding methods that are used are selection among soma clonal variants and genetic engineering. These two will discuss later. Mutation is the process by which genetic variations are created through changes in the base sequences within genes, resulting in the creation of new character or trait not found in the parental type. It is possible to induce mutations artificially through use of chemicals or radiations like gamma radiations, and selecting and using the plants that have the desirable character as a source in breeding. This process is called mutation breeding. In mung bean, resistance to yellow mosaic virus and powdery mildew were induced by the mutation breeding. Several wild relatives of different cultivated species of plants have been shown to have certain resistant characters but have very low yield. Hence, there is a need to introduce the resistant genes into the high yielding cultivated varieties. One example, resistance to yellow mosaic virus in Bindi Abelmoschus esculens was transferred from a wild species and resulted in a new variety of Abelmoschus esculens called Parbani Kranti. Okay, all the above examples involve sources of resistance genes that are in the same crop species, which has to be bred for disease resistance or in a related wild species. Transfer of resistance genes is achieved by sexual hybridization between the target and the source plant, followed by selection. Next, we'll discuss about the plant breeding for developing resistance to insect pest. Another major cause for large-scale distribution of crop plant and crop produce is insect and pest infestation. Insect resistance in host crop plants may be due to morphological, biochemical, or physiological characteristics. Hairy leaves in several plants are associated with resistance to insect pests. Example, resistance to the jacids in cotton and cirral leaf beetle in wheat. In wheat, solid stems lead to non-preference by the stem, softly and smooth-leaved and nectar-less cotton varieties do not attract the bollworms. See that one, these all the ones are not attracting the worms. High aspartic acid, low nitrogen and sugar content in maize leads to resistance to the maize stem borers. Breeding methods for insect pest resistance involve the same steps as for those for any other agronomic trait such as yield or quality and are as discussed earlier. Sources of resistance genes may be cultivated varieties, germplasm collections of the crop or wild relatives. Some released crop varieties breed by hybridization and selection for insect pest resistance are given follow. The crop Brassica variety Pusa gaura and the insect pest is aphids. Flat bean, Pusa, some and jacids are affecting. Okra or the bindi, Pusa savari, shoot and the fruit border is affecting. So from this portion, the today's class they will ask the one mark question, that is the mutation breeding is important. The selected ones, what are the formalities in that, the hybridization, first the selection of the parents, selection and the evaluation of the parents, and the hybrids, how to the test for the new varieties. So these are the points. Thank you.